Okay, we've been talking a lot about rookie quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and we're kind of forgetting a little bit about Bo Nix, who's really got off to a pretty good start. Now, it was rough early. Looked like the game was a little fast for him, but I like that he's continuing to make progress as the season's gone along, and he's put his team in a great position as they've been winning a number of games this year, and they're in contention right now for a playoff spot. And it's because their quarterback is getting more and more comfortable in making better decisions, starting to see some of the stuff that we saw in college play out in the NFL. All right, so I threw this on here because I made a comment on Twitter the other day just kind of about this particular play. So what they're going to do is they're going to run the choice route right here. Now they've got a running back, I believe, outside here, and he's running a go route, okay? And I'm not a big fan of this because you're going to watch the corner here, and although it doesn't affect anything, you watch the corner, and what's the corner doing? The corner's saying he's not going to throw a go route to the back. He's not going to beat me on a go route. I'm not threatened by this, so I'm going to peek back to the inside. So if they end up throwing it here, I can come off and make a play. And so I just hate having dead players out there. And yes, people are going to say, well, if you have so-and-so, you could throw the go route. Yes, you can, but very few quarterbacks do because they just don't work on it with their running backs. And it's hard for those guys to track the deep ball. If you got one of those special guys, okay, maybe that's a different element for you. But most guys in the league aren't that guy, and most guys aren't guys that quarterbacks feel comfortable with. Okay? So we're going to run the choice route here, and the choice route is covered. Now, we get fortunate here that you're going to see this backside, okay? So it's basically just a stick route right here. Now, these guys should be in position to cover this. Now, they end up peeking back, and instead of covering their responsibility, they peek back at Bo Nix, and you'll watch the Mike linebacker start to pop this direction, and in doing that, he opens up the stick back to this side. But this is where I have the problem with the choice over there, that if the choice doesn't win and they grab it, I want to have another receiver here running an in route or running a comeback over here. So when my eyes go to that side as a quarterback, I can stay there and read it out underneath guy grabs the choice. Boom, I can go right up over the top to whatever that complementary route is to that side instead of having a dead route. Now we're fortunate. Good job by Bo here. This one here, as we pop out, probably is going to allow the receiver to go inside, but they pop a defensive end out. I have two guys over there. I don't like it. Get back quickly and hit your stick on the other side. So that's where I'm seeing Bo get a little bit better. You know, decision making and then his ability to process through different things he's seeing on the field. Okay, really like this read right here, the little teaching tape on this concept that you might want to check out as well. But it's just a post-over combination. And as we come back and read this, really what we're doing is we're trying to read that safety that's in the area to take away the post. So in this particular case, it is going to be this safety right here is the guy I'm going to read. He's the guy that's in that post area, come off the play fake, read 25. Okay, as I step up, keep your eyes down the field, and you see this guy jumps here, and I'm going to have a great shot over the top here to this post if I just settle in, okay? And that's something that I want to see Bo do better, right? There's a great pocket here. Yes, there's pressure coming from out here, but just slide up. Slide up in the pocket, keep your eyes down the field, and you got a shot for a big play. There will be times that he goes through things so quickly, and he makes a positive play. We get a completion. I get it, but there's big plays out there to be had if we just kind of settle in, and it's something he's gotten better at, but something he can continue to work on, is settling in and understanding that I have time to work off the pressure and settle back into this thing, okay? This is one thing that he's throwing really, really well, the big in route right here, all right? So you're going to see on this play, step up, right? There's a guy coming free, doesn't panic, boom. Beautiful throw right on the face mask, okay? You guys know when I do this, it's not just about showing a highlight tape of these quarterbacks, but it's also teaching how to read different things. So they're going to run what I call an influence post here. Okay, so I like to do this, a seam inside. You run at the outside shoulder or the far shoulder of the safety there, and you're trying to influence him. You're trying to get him to pull with you so we can open up this big end throw right here. But when you have an influence post, oftentimes that guy's not going to get all the way to the safety. He's going to try to influence the safety, but if the safety gets depth, okay, so the safety just wants to get over here and we can't influence him, then we're just going to push to our depth and then we're going to kind of flatten off the backside. So against man coverage, this is always a great play because you see all this space over here. So knowing that these routes to the front side take a while, what I like to do on this particular play is I want to come off, first pre-snap. Pre-snap, I want to see what's going on back here with my receiver because I know that this receiver is not going up the field. He's going to come across. He's going to run a short route over to that side. So if I get press on that side right now, okay, so I get press right now with this guy, I know that there is all this open space here. So I'm going to come off on the snap and I'm going to peek this defender here that's on my backside X receiver. Or whoever that deep player is supposed to be over to this side, I'm going to peek him. And if I peek him and he chases my guy across the field, as you're going to see right there, he's chasing him. I am going to think this one, number one, that's the easier throw. That's where the space is. I'm going to think that guy number one and then work to my in off of this defender right here. So once I know the backside's free, I'm going to find that free safety. That free safety stays high, I am throwing this over. That free safety jumps this over or influence post, I'm working to the in, and you see it right there. Okay? Now, maybe he thought this was a little bit of a jump right there. I can live with that, and he's throwing the in. Maybe it's the pressure that causes it, but you see the opportunity that is a possibility here against that particular coverage if you know what you're seeing and you verify that on the backside. All right, he's really good at naked bootlegs. They do that a lot. But one thing, again, being a little bit impatient, is that I'd like to see him take the flat more, understand what's open right now. So they're going to run what I call a T-naked. We're going to bluff this and just run to the flat right here, okay? Now, just come out. That's always your first read. Boom, take it. Take the throw right there. Don't try to do too much. Just right there, just flip it to your back and let him go around the edge instead of trying to do too much on some of these plays. And that's what I mean by sometimes the game goes really fast for him. Like this to me should be pretty easy for a guy that runs a lot of nakeds and understands this. Hey, I'm coming out, and if there is any space between defender and flat, take the flat. Any space at all, and then from there work up the field instead of trying to do too much. And now he does a good job of forcing the defender, right? He does a good job of trying to widen this. So what it does is instead of this defender being able to have a beat on him, this defender has to move that direction to cut him off. So that is a great teaching point on this play for quarterbacks is don't just turn in if you see color stop, because then they can show up, they can attack you where you stop. Still try to force outside, get depth off of your naked and force to the outside with that depth so you can get that defender going sideways. So now you can manipulate him by doing exactly what Bo does here, right? I'm going to get him going sideways there. Now I can set back up. That's a beautifully done right there is force him sideways, then set up real quick and look for your throw. Still should be this throw, but he's trying to find the over right here. But I love the technique by which he does this. Just to me, you're trying to force the issue. And actually, he's got it here. If he makes a good throw on this play, because of his technique here, he's just trying to do too much on this play that you didn't have to do. I don't really like this. This is something that I haven't really seen much. But it's really, really well done by Sean Payton and the Broncos. So one thing that Bo does really well is the RPOs. And so, you've got your basic RPOs that are all over the league, the bubble screens, the double slants, and what have you. What the Broncos are doing is they're basically doing a double slant with a bubble. Okay, so we're going to read that inside defender like we always do. Okay, we read him, he goes and commits to the run. I'm going to work inside out on, so he's reading him. Okay, he gets him. All right, so now we're going to read here. Okay, not there because this guy. Now we're looking to the outside slant, but we've also got a bubble right here. So we basically, in this situation, see the safety come down. We're going to read that outside defender there. Now he sticks the slant on there because this defender is like, I don't necessarily want to chase inside because I feel a guy coming outside. Or if he chases inside, we could kick it out there to the swing on this play. Now, it's a lot happening because we only get 1 yard down the field with our offensive lineman. So it's a lot happening with 3 guys going. But for me, what I would probably do on this play is I would probably X this guy out most of the time. And I would just get my eyes to this defender and go, okay, I'm either throwing the outside slant or the bubble. Outside slant or the bubble. If I get the read that says go to that side, read that outside flat defender from 1 to 2 to make this a little bit quicker. But nice job sticking it on the outside slant. Okay, we talked about the naked bootlegs. He's really, really good at this. Good athleticism. Nice job here of realizing he gets the edge. Get outside with speed. And then a nice throw right here. Okay, you're going to come out to the flat. Looks like it's going to be covered. Got a corner up over the top, so read that high-low. The defender starts to cover the flat, then falls off to the corner. So he looks at the flat, peeks to the corner, keeps playing this thing out. The defender falls off, bang. Gets it right back to the flat for a touchdown. So you can see he understands the elements that you need to run the naked bootlegs, and they run a lot of them, and he's really good at running them as well. All right, here's a similar concept to what we were talking about. Now it's a double post. So I'm going to have an influence post here. I'm going to have a big post here. And then I'm going to have the over coming here. All right, so on this particular play, we're going to read the safety again. Okay, so who's that safety in that area? It's actually a high safety right here. So I'm not really worried about him being able to cover or jump the over. So I'm going to peek this outside post if I like it based off of that safety. Otherwise, I'm reading my high-low down on this defender. Nice job right here. Read through it. Good throw up over the top for the big play. So you're starting to see it. More big plays early in the year. Not a lot of big plays down the field by Bo Nix. But as he's gotten more comfortable, we've seen more of these big plays, and now we're starting to see an offense come together. It's not just screens and short throws and checkdowns. Now we have the ability to really push the envelope on this plays, or on these plays. So here, we're going to run one of my favorite concepts, the Poco concept, post corner. Okay, so we're going to come back if we get the right kind of look, peek this safety, he jumps the corner, we maybe have a shot over the top for the post. He gets depth, then I'm going to, just like the over, read the high-low because we're usually going to have something coming underneath it. Okay, so I really like this guy to get over here and be the flat over to this side so I can read this defender right here. But that's more of a defensive lineman type player in that spot, so not comfortable playing in space. So we're able to get what we want. We clear out the outside guys. We engage the corner with our post. Safety gets depth. We get enough depth here that we're able to cross him over. And because this guy's not real comfortable in space, we're able to make the throw over the top. But like I said, I'd really like this guy to get over here. Seen this a couple times from Denver's. They're chipping a guy that we really need across the field on the other side. So I'd rather not chip there, and I'd rather him get there fast so we can influence this backside. Or even if this guy wants to fall off, I can throw the shallow and he's not in a position to get tackled by the next backer inside. But another nice read and throw up over the top for another nice chunk play by this Broncos offense. Really well done. Great catch here. But you see Bo coming over to this side. Okay, so they're trying to read this. It looks like just kind of a bubble. And whether this is a slant or a quick post. So we're going to try to come over here and stick that post on our guy off of that outside defender. But he's going to feel this free safety, only safety back, fly out to try to help with that. Does a great job of working back to this 2-on-1 on the other side. They carry, they actually cover it pretty well, but he does a nice job of working back and realizing that the corner is outside trying to midline this, so he can't really make a play on the inside. Nice throw up over the top. Always nice to get a little help from your friends with the one-handed catch, but really a great read off of the safety flying over there and the reset, right? It's one thing I love too. You get set over here and then reset. Oh, my bad. That wasn't a post. This is a Sluggo. So this is the play that we call Sluggo seam. Trying to get the Sluggo over there, and then we're going to come back to the seam if the free safety overruns it. So that's what they're working. And he does a nice job of setting to the pump. Boom. Getting the free safety and everybody jumping over, then reset back away from the line of scrimmage. Get your feet set. Make a nice throw for the touchdown. Just missed another big play. Okay, so we've talked a lot about kind of that post-over type look. So they're going to give that same look here on this particular play off of the play action. Then they're going to run what I call Y sneak. So they've got the Y coming down hard, like he's selling the run fake, and then he's going to sneak out the backside. We're hoping to get man-to-man. We're hoping to get the backside corner and defenders to chase. We're going to get exactly that here. You see it. Boom. Comes over, right? Everybody chasing. So it's kind of that same idea, right? Is that when we've got man-to-man coverage and we've got everything going in one direction, we've got this area over here that becomes the open area and the opportunity for big plays. So got everything they wanted right here. Safety on the backside recognizes it, but just a touch too late. Got an opportunity for a big play and just a little bit long on this row. That's a play that's run all around the league. It's a really good play, especially when you can get man-to-man on the backside. You know, and this is the kind of stuff that I really like. Now, it's a simple concept. They're going to go over here, and they're going to run a comeback. And now I think Bo could have let this thing go, anticipate, throw the comeback, and you got it. But it's really kind of a two-man route. We've got the comeback if we like it. Otherwise, we're going to work back to the end. And you're going to see as he comes out, he's looking at the comeback. He's set right there. Throw it. I think he got a shot. That should be a pretty easy completion, but not really the point of this. Okay, for whatever reason, he didn't like it. This guy falling off, I don't know, wasn't comfortable. But what I love is the poise to go, oh, I don't like that. Don't panic. Work back to your big end, right? Don't panic. You don't have to get stuck there, right? You got plenty of time. You made your decision with plenty of time. You got a good pocket. Boom, turn back and get another chunk play working through the progression. All right, bringing a little of the college elements into play right here. So we're going to run an RPO with a skinny and a flat. Okay, we're going to read this defender here. If he commits to the run front side, as he does, boom, we're going to come back, read this outside defender here. Now, you don't see a lot of second-level RPO throws in professional football because these guys only get 1 yard. In college, you see a lot more of it because those guys get 3 yards to work down the field. Here, you only get 1 yard, so these things have to come out quick. But great job here. Bo, read it, set his feet. I love that. Read it, boom, sets his feet, and he's lined up perfectly for this throw. Lined up perfectly to drive this skinny post throw. Bang, right on his guy. Good coverage, bang, bang coverage right there. Probably should have been caught, but really well done. And you're starting to see them bring some elements into the game from college because Bo's really, really good at these RPOs. Recognition. Understanding what you're seeing. They're basically going to run double deep curls with the guy over the ball. So the idea is if we get any corner off look, okay, so these corners are off, then we want to read the outside flat defender, high, low, curl to flat. if we get any kind of corner roll, or I should say corner roll to both sides. If we get only corner roll to one side, then we want to work the other side where the corner's off. But if we get double roll or cover two, right, which is what we get here, now we want to work the inside guy. Why do we want to work the inside guy, Kurt? Okay, I'll show you as I play this. The reason I want to work the inside guy in cover two is because curl is taken away by the hook defender. Curl is taken away by the hook defender. We're not forcing him to move, right? If the corner's off, that hook defender has to cover hook to flat. That's why we like it. Flat defenders are the corners. They're in position to cover the flats. So we don't have to force any movement. We don't put anybody in conflict on the outside into cover two with this particular look. So now what we want to try to do, especially with teams running what we call Tampa 2, which is this guy bailing and getting out of here and trying to give them an extra deep defender, is we want to try to push him deep with this vertical down the middle of the field. And then when that guy snaps it off, we want to try to beat it with the throw. If we get a squeeze from one side, which good Tampa 2 teams do, now we can work our curl flat off of the flat defender because we've moved the hook defender out of there. But the first read in cover two is inside, whereas the first read in corner off is going to be outside. So great job here. Not great by Carolina, bailing out of there so far, making it easy, but good job by Bo to read the coverage, and boom, quick hitch, ball's out on his guy right at the sticks, and we're getting a first down. All right, so showed a little bit of this earlier. The earlier one, he went quick to the check down. This one, we're going to have the post over once again. Going to read that same defender right here. Would have given us the post last time. There it is. I'm sure they said, hey, let's come back to this and be ready to hit that post over the top. Well done. Ball's thrown well, right on the hash, right where the landmark is. Do it a study ball teaching on this particular play. The one hard thing about this play is that when you have a solo over, so you have nothing else to the front side, this front side defender can overlap to help play the post, which he did, and you saw it right there. So I like to have a third guy over here that's pushing up and running some sort of deep route, especially usually a deep in, to hold that guy so I don't have to worry about it, because we can say anything that we want. There's no way for this quarterback to understand that. There's no way for him to read this guy jumping it and then try to see the backside guy and then throw a 50-yard post down the field. So we've got to trust that whatever we've done with the concept will hold that backside safety right here, and we've got to do exactly what Bo does. Come back, read the safety. Right there, he settles his hips. Boom, I am going over the top for the post. I just don't have anything to hold this guy. I've got to trust that coach did his research and that guy's not going to overlap, or I can beat it with the throw. And just so happens here, he's not able to do that. Good coverage by Carolina. But that third element over there can hold that backside guy and give us a better chance at this post. But well done on the read by Bo right there to give that a shot. All right. So I just threw this on there for a couple reasons. Okay. So what we're going to have here is we're going to have basically a choice route. Okay. So here, a corner route, and then the choice route off to this, and then we're going to have pure progression from there. Okay, so put this on here to show another example of what I don't like about pure progression. Okay, so we're going to have the choice to the right-hand side, and we're going to hope that the choice wins, and actually I think the choice should win here. And to me, the thought with choice, as I've told you guys, is I don't like to give him the option to break inside. I like to let him bounce with width, push vertical, and that his first read should always be outside, especially because I have a corner route over the top of it. So if an outside defender comes down and jumps that, and we've only got one defender over there, I am attacking the same area so I can put an area in conflict on this particular play. So just watch that element first, right? If he bounces with width, or even not bouncing with width, if that's his first thought is to break out, he should be breaking out right here, and we should get a completion. This should be easy right here. Different elements, right? This guy's here. I'd love to see, and again, this is all about landmarks for me, but I'd love to see this guy widen a little bit and try to get outside of that underneath defender. Because if he gets outside that underneath defender, it helps me with my leverage to the outside to win on the choice. Okay, so he should win on the choice, but he doesn't. Okay, he hooks it there for some reason, and I'm not really sure why, but he hooks it there. But nonetheless, let's just say they're playing this and this guy's sitting outside and this guy's helping to the inside, and then you've got a guy over the top to cover the corner, so we don't have anything to that side. I would like to be able to get off that side if I didn't like it and have something to the other side, but here's where pure progression is, right? The timing is one over here, and then we've got to let that play out, and then we're going to run this return over here, and then a swing back here. But what are we going to see? In most defenses, based off of a look like this, you're going to have two underneath defenders to this side. Okay? You may not have two underneath defenders to the other side, and so that's where you're hoping this choice wins, but he doesn't always win, okay? But you're expecting him to win against one-on-one. Well, these guys now are playing cover three, so we've got two guys over to that side, so it makes it a little bit harder, and then makes it even harder because we've got a guy covering the corner over the top. So we're trying to tell him, you got to look at the choice first, and then you're going to work back, and that's why we're going to put this guy on a return, so it takes a little bit longer, and you can read the choice and then get back to this on time. But what happens? Again, we are running guys to different zones. Okay, so we've got our return running to the hook area. We've got our swing running to the flat area. We've got this guy running a go route. So this guy's responsibility is deep. This defender's responsibility is the flat. The next defender's responsibility is the hook. So what happens on this pure progression is we run right into coverage everywhere else. We're not putting anyone in conflict on this side that could give us a chance to be successful. That to me is what all plays should be about. Okay, so let's just say you want that timing to be the same. What if we put this guy on an in route here? So then this guy's running the return and this guy's running the flat. So now we're going to get at least somebody in conflict here. Don't like the choice. I can come back and read this defender. Does that defender drop deep? If he does, recover to the return. If he stays down, get up over the top to the in. Okay? If he stays or he gets depth there and I come to throw the return and the other linebacker squeezes the return, then we overload them, or we're overloading the outside linebacker and we've got a chance to hit the swing route over here. So adding elements that put somebody in conflict. Okay, so I'm okay over here that in a lot of coverages, we're going to put somebody in conflict with a high-low over there off of that flat defender. But I want somebody in conflict on both sides. I want to be able to speed this up. If I don't like the choice from the get-go, I'd love to be able to come back and read this route over here to the front side, but I can't in pure progression because nothing's happening fast enough. I can't come back and read this because there is no read until that guy starts back inside on his return. That's what pure progression tries to do, is connect your progression from a timing standpoint, but those are the elements that to me hurt quarterbacks. I don't like that. I'm trying to get back to something. I don't even know what's going on back here, right? I have no idea what's happening on this side of the field. And then I know I'm not going to have anybody in conflict, so I'm turning around hoping one of these guys is open without knowing that, and I'm holding the football longer and nobody's open, and it leads to these kind of plays. Well done here again. Okay, so now off of the Poco, instead of a post, we're going to run a pylon. Then we're going to sneak somebody out here to run the corner, and then we're going to have somebody running the flat. Okay, so we're going to read that deep defender to the outside. If he takes that deep player, we're going to come down and read our high-low to the flat. So we come off the play fake, I'm reading that corner. That corner is turning and bailing, and he's out of there. Okay, so now I'm going to find my flat defender. What's the flat defender doing? He's staying down in this particular case. Nice job by Bo. See it, clear it out. Flat defender staying down. Boom. Another nice chunk play. And this is how you move as an offense. You get 15, 20, 25-yard plays consistently, and that's how you're able to put points on the board. So you're seeing all the really good things that Bo Nix is starting to do, to see the field, to make good decisions, to push the ball down the field. And you see the accuracy that we saw in college starting to play out in the National Football League. And it's been fun to watch his progression, just like some of the other guys like Caleb Williams, to see his progression as the season has gone along.